Hello dear 1000 PS friends and welcome to another Top Awards video. Today we are looking at 4 categories: affordable entry-level sports bikes, super sport bikes under 1000 cubic centimeters, high-performance super sport bikes and supermotos. And you'll find out which ones performed best. Alright, dear 1000 PS friends, before we dive in, if you haven't seen any of our previous Top Awards videos or you're new to this series, here's how it works. We've got a jury of 10 editors and freelancers who join in from time to time. Let me just read them out. There are 10 of us: Gregor, Horvath, Poki, Wolf, Arlo, that's Patrick, No Pain, Martin Bauer, Niels, Philipp and myself. This is my second time taking part and I always find it fascinating how different our opinions can be. It's really interesting to come together at the end of the year, discuss everything and see who felt what about each bike. Now for those wondering how we actually rate the bikes and how they make it into the shortlist, basically within each category, every model that's available in that particular year, so in this case 2025, is eligible for the voting. From those, we look at and test a whole bunch of them. Actually, we've ridden a lot of them too. Then we rank them from 1 to 10, with 1 being the best and 10 being the lowest. So if one editor puts a bike in first place, it starts off high in the ranking. But if another ranks it 8th, that balances things out. That's how we get the final results. So let's jump into the first ranking: affordable entry-level sports bikes. We'll start from the bottom to keep things exciting. In 10th place, we've got the Aprilia RS 457. I've ridden it myself and it's such an easy, well-balanced and approachable bike. I really liked it. In 9th place, the Yamaha R3. The whole R series is incredibly popular and honestly, just in terms of looks, I think they're among the best looking super sport bikes out there. 8th place goes to the KTM RC390. Another cool bike that I've ridden quite a few times. It's funny really, when you're used to riding KTM's naked bikes and then you jump on the RC models. KTM just does a great job across the board. Then in 7th, the CF Moto 6 75S or SR, and in 6th, the Honda CBR 650R. That one surprised me a bit. I thought it might rank higher. I rode the current version last summer and I remember a lot of people being really enthusiastic about it. So let's see which ones manage to beat it. In 5th place, the Triumph Daytona 660. That one leans a bit more towards the sporty touring side, but it still clearly fits into the Supersport category. Then we've got the Yamaha R7, and now we're getting to the podium. In 3rd place, the Suzuki GSX 8R, and I absolutely love this bike. About a year ago, I was actually thinking of buying a super sport bike for myself and test rode this one privately. I immediately fell in love with it. It's sporty but still comfortable. It looks different, not like your typical super sport design, and the engine is just great fun. I'm really happy to see it on the podium. In 2nd place, the Kawasaki Ninja Z X4R, or the double R version. And honestly, that bike, I have to mention the looks and the sound again. It's just stunning. Kawasaki's signature lime green just makes everything pop. Of course, opinions are divided on that, but tell us what you think in the comments. It's an absolute screamer. Once you're up in the higher revs, it really comes alive. And in 1st place, drum roll please, the Aprilia RS 660, an absolute top bike. I don't think I need to explain much about why it ended up here. It's just that good. So that's our first category done. I'll probably say this after everyone. Drop a comment and let us know if you agree or if you're thinking, what on earth were they doing? Personally, I'd have put the R3 right at the top, but hey, tell us what you think. All right, let's move on to the second category, Supersport bikes under 1,000 cubic centimeters. A really interesting one again. And as before, I'll start from the bottom. In 10th place, we've got the QJ Motor SRK 921RR. Then comes the Ducati Panigale V2, which I personally found a bit of a shame to see so far down in the ranking. But when you look at the competition in this category, you can kind of understand it. Still, for me, the Panigales, plural to be correct, are just wonderful super sport bikes, both in terms of looks and rideability. My very first racetrack experience was actually on a Panigale, so maybe I'm a little biased there. Then in 8th place, we've got the MV Agusta Super Veloce 800 in both of its versions. In 7th place, the Yamaha R6 Race. If any of you have ridden it, tell us what you think. Should it be higher up? Next up, 6th place, the Honda CBR 600 RR, also a really great bike. I've always enjoyed riding it. Honda just has this knack for making their super sport bikes both usable and accessible. And that's not only an advantage for riders moving up from smaller capacity bikes, but also for those who want something with a bit more power without it being intimidating. In 5th place, we've got the Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. I still remember riding it. I really liked it. We also had it in a bigger super sport comparison, and it was a very cool machine. Now, we skip 4th place. That can happen sometimes when two bikes end up with the same score. In this case, we've got 2 third places, so let's get to the podium. First up, understandably, the Yamaha XSR 900 GP. And that one completely makes sense. Just in terms of looks alone, it really stands out in the lineup. It's got that retro charm, that's something special. You look at it and think, wait, is this a really cool old bike or just a really cool new one made to look old? I think that retro touch appeals to a lot of people. Plus, the engine and handling give it its own unique sporty character, just a lot of fun to ride. So yes, a well-deserved spot on the podium. Sharing 3rd place, we've got the Aprilia RS 660 Factory. Thinking back to the last category, Aprilia clearly did a lot of things right, another one of their bikes on the podium. Then in 2nd place, a very interesting one, and it really shows how much of a difference one variant can make within the same model. It's the Ducati Panigale V2S. You'll remember, the standard V2 came in 9th, but here the V2S lands right at the top of the rankings in 2nd place. And finally, 1st place, no surprise here, the Yamaha R9. We'd been waiting for this one for so long. I saw it for the first time in person at EICMA, and I've got to say, what a stunning bike, really cool. A lot of people had been eagerly anticipating it, and as always happens with such bikes, the feedback was mixed once it finally arrived. Some people were like, I've got to ride this, I'd park it straight in my garage, while others were a bit unsure, maybe because of the styling. Personally, I think it turned out great. Aggressive, sharp, and it fits perfectly into Yamaha's R lineup. And that's our number 1, the Yamaha R9. All right, moving on to the 3rd category, and this one's all about high-performance super sport bikes. Let's start from 10th place, the Kawasaki Ninja ZX-10R. I remember the riding position being super aggressive, the knee angle was really tight, and honestly, it wasn't all that comfortable for me. I definitely wouldn't want to take it on a long ride. I can't quite recall all the details from our discussions about why it ended up in 10th place, but all right, let's keep going. In 9th place, we've got the Aprilia RSV 41100. In 8th, the BMW M1000RR, and things are about to get even more interesting, but we'll get to that. Then in 7th place, the Yamaha R1 Race, another race model from the R lineup. Jumping ahead to 5th place, we've got the Honda CBR 1000 RRR Fireblade. I've ridden that one, and it's an absolute beast. I remember riding it back from a test, about a 15-minute trip, and I always say, fear isn't a great emotion to have when you're on a motorbike. It wasn't fear exactly, but massive respect, because it's just got so much power. Even the tiniest twist of the throttle and it just rockets forward. For me personally, it's a bit too aggressive for everyday use, but for someone who's a full-blooded sports rider and wants to tame the wildest machine out there, it's a very cool bike, and it looks the part too. Then also in 5th place, the Ducati Panigale V4. For me, a truly outstanding supersport bike. I've ridden it on the track, and there's just something about Panigales. They're elegant yet sporty, and you instantly feel at home on them. The riding position, the power delivery, everything feels harmonious. Harmonious is honestly the best word I can use to describe it. In 4th place, the Honda CBR 1000 RRR Fireblade SP. Once again, we can see how the SP versions often squeeze out that bit more performance. It's those little refinements that make the difference. Now, to the podium. In 3rd place, the BMW S1000RR. Interesting here, because earlier in 8th we had the M1000RR, and now the S version actually ranks much higher, making it onto the podium. I've ridden the M1000RR on the track and found it fascinating, but funny enough, I actually rode the V4 and the RR back to back for comparison. My feeling was that the M1000RR felt a bit too compact and twitchy. I was sort of hunched over and didn't feel completely comfortable, which made me a bit hesitant to really push it. But again, if any of you have experience with either of those, let us know in the comments. Moving on to 2nd place, and once again, Aprilia's in the mix. They must be thrilled, and rightly so. They've clearly been doing a lot right over the past few years. Here we've got the Aprilia RSV 41100 factory. Like I've said before, that little factory tag makes a big difference. Upgraded suspension, refined components, all tuned for better performance. It's 7 places higher than the standard version, which says a lot. And finally, in 1st place, one I'm really happy to see, the Ducati Panigale V4S. I've ridden this one too, and it's just an incredible bike. The V2 and V4 have both raced straight into my heart, but the V4S especially, everything I've said about Panigales applies here. With the S version, I personally felt even more confidence and stability, and at the same time it had this slightly more playful character. For me, it's just a fantastic bike through and through. And now we're on to the 4th and final category, Supermotos. Personally, I find this one really exciting. I've always loved Supermotos. Just the look of them alone is so striking and full of character. And here in my hometown, at least 5 of them ride past my house every single day. I love that sound too, though I know some people get annoyed because the noise echoes off the walls. But if you're a true motorcycle enthusiast, you can't help but smile when you hear it. So, we don't have a 10th place in this category. We're starting straight from 9th with the Sherco 500 SM factory. Then we skip 8th place because there's a tie for 7th. We've got 2 bikes here. One of them is the KTM 450 SMR. From what I've heard from loads of Supermoto fans over the years, many say the SMR delivers an amazing experience. Same goes for the SMCR. KTM really knows how to do Supermotos right. So, a bit surprising to see it this far down, but don't worry, KTM makes another appearance later on. Also in 7th place, we've got the Husqvarna FS 450. Moving up in 6th place, the SWMSM 500R, bit of a tongue twister, that one. Then comes 5th place, the Suzuki DRZ 400 SM. Such a cool bike. People had been waiting for it for ages. There were huge discussions online about it, and even when we posted our own video, the comments exploded. The DRZ 400 SM is just cool. I think both versions, and the Supermoto and the Enduro or Dual Sport version, they have something unique about them. Some called it quirky in the comments, but I think it's great that Suzuki is playing off its heritage here. With all their enduro and hard enduro history, and considering how many people used to ride RMs back in the day, everyone was asking Suzuki, when are we getting the modern version? And it looks like they didn't do too badly after all. Then in fourth place, the KTM 690 SMCR, and you can really see how well this SMCR platform performs. In third place, unsurprisingly and personally, one of my favorites, the Husqvarna 701 Supermoto. You see this one everywhere. Back home, when my friends were all buying their next bigger bikes, I'd say about 80% of them went for the 701. And honestly, I've hardly ever heard a bad word about it. So yes, a well-deserved third place. In second place, the KTM 690 SMCR. There's just something about this bike. It doesn't look like your typical Supermoto, which I think is really cool. And finally, in first place, and I can already guess who probably voted it there, it's the Ducati Hypermotard 698 Mono/RVE. That 690 tech, again, in a way. And visually, Ducati absolutely nailed it. It's a stunning bike. I can mostly speak from observation here. No Pain owns one privately, and he's taken it to quite a few track days. The way that bike rips around the circuit and how it performs, it's just incredible. And I'm sure it's just as thrilling on the road if you don't take the rules too seriously. So I totally understand why it's sitting at the top spot. A brilliant bike. And among the supermotos, one that's really earned its reputation for all the right reasons. And that brings us to the end. I can finally put my notes aside. I had to read quite a lot today. 40 bikes in total. That's not exactly easy to memorize, but I hope you enjoyed it and maybe you found it a bit inspiring, especially if you're currently looking for a bike and trying to figure out which direction to go. Just don't take it all too personally. We're all individuals with our own opinions after all. So if you've got your eye on a bike that didn't rank so highly here, honestly, none of these bikes are bad. That's not the message we're trying to send. If 10 different editors had voted, the results could have looked completely different. It all comes down to personal preference and what feels right for you. So in the end, the best thing you can do is go for a test ride and get a real feel for it yourself. And of course, drop a comment. Let us know if you disagree, if you agree, or what your own experiences have been. I hope we'll see each other again very soon. Bye-bye.